Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Con Or coming to you with a rather swift game between PanzerGrenadierAngreifen over here in the east. He's playing the Wehrmachties in the yellow trunks. He's facing off against borobadger over here in the purple as the Soviets. The map itself is Semoisky Winter, which means we're going to see a lot of action around that middle kind of part of the map. PanzerGrenadierAngreifen is bringing to the fray liftoff of ground forces, scavenge doctrine, and breakthrough. Borobadger's bringing on in partisan tactics, lend-lease, and counterattack tactics. Interestingly enough, PanzerGrenadierAngreifen is... Angreifen, wow, I always do that. Angreifen is bringing in a double Kubel start. Borobadger's deciding to go instead for a couple of combat engineer squads, making in a special rifle command. I'm certainly hoping. He is not deciding to play snipers. No, look, he's playing penals instead. Not a lot of immediate action. A little bit concerned about the sound of this one, guys. So if it starts off really, really loud, bear with me. I'm going to chop back as soon as I need to. And there we go. All right, so we can actually hear some stuff. That's always good. All right, so Sturm Pioneers already kicking off that fight against combat engineers. You know, it's not going to go particularly well for the combat engineers on that one. But with penals on the field, it might be a little bit easier. But PanzerGrenadier has already taken the opportunity to use his Kubels to kind of run on out and grab a bunch of territory, moving down to the south to pick up a VP, taking up a strategic in the meantime. And meanwhile, his Sturm Pioneers, well, they're just kind of locked on this area. These penal troops try to push on through. They will take some grievous losses, let me tell you. Question is, where are those Volks coming on in? They're going up to the north. Those guys looking rather dapper in their snow-stained gray suits. Going to be facing off against those rather very sandy-colored individuals up in the north side. Interestingly enough, we will see the Soviets get a fuel point linked up before anybody else, but the Germans will pick up a munitions point in the south. Perhaps bizarrely enough, most bizarre thing so far in this game, you're seeing an early scout car rush. Now, this will be good enough to probably force out the Sturm Pioneers, but it'll take some significant damage to do so. And I can't really get behind this particular decision. Now, we do have the penals inside that particular garrison as well, so perhaps we're going to see... Nope, never mind. We're going to see a backup instead. With the Kubels and the Sturm Pioneers laying into these combat engineers. These guys are not retreating. They should be retreating right now. They're back in a garrison right now, so it's a little easier for him. But this Kubelwagen, well, he may not make it out alive. Yep, he's going to go down. A 50 cal in the front, 30 cals in the back, and rifle fire. Yep, destroyed engine. He's down. He is out. But the Sturm Pioneers doing some good damage to him, at least. The question really is, can PanzerGrenadier adequately take out that scout car? And that is always kind of a curious question, because Sturm Pioneers don't do well out in the open, which is exactly what they are right now, but he's trying to hang tough. He's got one lone model not able to take him out instead. There we go. Kubelwagen, though, is proving himself rather game. And I think he's going to back away. Yep, there he goes. He's backing up right now. Hopefully he's not going to get taken out. That'd be super embarrassing for PanzerGrenadier to lose 40% of his troops in less than 40 seconds. Now, Volksgrenadiers are now held up in this church, taking fire from 3 desperate squads, 2 penals and 1 combat engineers. And the combat engineers finally decide to run away, realizing that it's rather hopeless to fight at such diminished strength. Penals, though, camp outside. They have their own combatants in a jail, and they are not willing to go and fight unaggressively here. Volksgrenadiers, though, just keep hopping in and out, trying to get that cooldown on the rifle shots. And now with another squad over here in this northeastern garrison, the pressure might be alleviated a little bit more for them. Now, I'm not seeing any tech up from either player just yet, mostly because of the lack of fuel. But PanzerGrenadier is just playing perfectly, hopping in and out of this garrison just to try to time his shots, getting off a volley and then coming back in and out again. Now, unfortunately, these Volksgrenadiers are suffering rather heavily, and now with combat engineers swooping on in with the flamethrower, the Rock 3, as well as the scout car, the Germans are going to be in a very, very dangerous position. This squad already is practically dead. He's to retreat rather vigorously if he's going to make it out alive, and already it looks kind of a hard moment here. Oh, will he get away? I think he actually might. I don't know how he's going to be able to do it, but the scout car is chasing way, way deep here. And PanzerGrenadier is, well, he's up in VPs, but he's down definitely in troops. He's lost 2 squads, a Kubelwagen and the Volksgrenadiers. What's more, he is not teching on up. Interestingly, though, he does have a bulletin over here to beef up the speed on that Kubelwagen. See, shot charge a little bit farther, more accurate. Okay, so that's why we're seeing penal spam coming on out. PanzerGrenadier, in the meantime, has decided to go for that breakthrough doctrine. I don't know if he's trying to hang on up in time to get some Panzer Fusiliers, but that might be a good way for him to turn around the fight on this one. But for right now, the penal troops are doing incredible amounts of work. borobadger just pressuring like crazy all across this map. And yeah, I believe that's exactly what PanzerGrenadier is trying to do. He's down to just 3 mainline infantry models, let alone squads. The Sturm Pioneers are trying to get back in the fight, but they have to get super close to really be good against these penal troops. And frankly, with these bad guys right here, it's going to be very difficult for that to happen. And there we go. See those Sturm Pioneers get shredded like crazy. But we do now finally have Panzer Fusiliers on the line. Problem with that is that their anti-tank grenade is 25 munis, and that is a significant investment early on. Especially with him only getting, he'll get basically one of those rifle grenades every minute. That is a little bit rough. borobadger, in the meantime, though, has decided to go for Lend-Lease, so people out there complaining about the brokenness of it, I can understand, but it's still a legitimate strategy. Another Panzer Fusiliers group being called on in. He's going to go for Gewehrs on this one as well. It'll be rather impossible for the next couple of minutes here. And with him losing both fuel points, he is definitely going to fall behind to any kind of teching up from Rodina. Panzer Fusiliers, though, are looking to try and find that lovely little scout car. Will be able to do so. Nope, but they're not going to. They're going to just decide to back away instead. Volksgrenadiers hustling down to the south, trying to make sure that this 2-to-1 cap doesn't become a reality. And indeed, they are able to push back those Russians for the time being. But again, they've taken insane losses already. Well, the Dushka 38, I was going to say 36 for a second, but the Dushka 38 coming out onto the map, it's become harder and harder for the Germans to even have a more viable position out in the open. Panzer Fusiliers are out here now. They got to tussle on in, try to throw off a rifle grenade. Here they go. 3, 2, 1. Damages the engine. Another one might come in as well. Rifle grenade from these guys. Could we see it? Could we see it? I imagine we could. It's a damaged engine, but they're not going to. Instead, they're going to concentrate on these penal troops who are in negative cover. Everyone's in negative cover, so everyone's just losing models at a breakneck pace here. You know, down to the south, this Dushka is doing laying waste to these Volksgrenadiers who can't do anything about it. And really, if anything, this is just a highlight of what you can do, even in the wake of taking a very bad early first engagement. It also helps a little bit that PanzerGrenadier went for a double Kubel, which is not definitely the strongest opening you can go as the OKW. And more Panzer Fusiliers. So I'm suspecting that we're going to see a tech up. Yep, there we go. The truck is coming on in. I'm hoping to see a battle group headquarters at this point. He could tech into a mech regiment, but I don't think that'd really be the best option. He kind of needs the health on his units to go back up. Right now, he's really suffering badly. So, Kubelwagen again coming under fire. Going to get taken on out in just a second here. Incredible amounts of fire being levied at it. Sturm Pioneers can't do anything else. So this scout car, I'm surprised to say, this clown car has just been the thing that's just whooped the Germans all across this map. 487 to 419. That gap is going to get more and more slender. As the Panzer Fusiliers are trying to hold up against all of these penal troops all over the place, and now getting one squad to back away, they might be able to gang up on groups one by one, but they are still down significantly. And no, he is going, in fact, for that mechanized regiment headquarters. That's a very interesting decision. So the people right now are screaming at me on the comments about why that's a great idea. But hey, you know what? That's my decision right there, isn't it? Panzer Fusiliers, in the meantime, they're adept at long-range combat, but close in, not as superior. And indeed, we are seeing, for some reason, these Panzer Fusiliers had left the garrison, and now we are seeing all just having their way. It's incredible. And frustratingly, the fact that the Mechanized Regiment headquarters has not been upgraded completely yet is preventing any sort of Fausting here. I'm watching another squad go down. Yep, and another squad goes down, so PanzerGrenadierAngreifen has just been getting drubbed like crazy. Dropping squads all over the place. And that T-70 that had been called in, or was going to get called in, has now been cancelled. And Rifle Grenade goes out, but just as quickly I imagine we're going to see another Panzer Fusilier squad go down. Yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, he is dead. What's more embarrassing is the fact that this Panzerfaust cannot even be afforded. And won't be afforded for another several seconds here, several long seconds at that. Sturm Pioneers are trying to get in and behind, but already borobadger has tacked up all the way to Mechanized Armor Compania, which means that PanzerGrenadier either has to have a perfect tank defense or game is over. And frankly, I am more anticipating that this one is actually completely over. We're seeing a support package going on down for the Sturm Pioneers, and these guys are getting wrecked as well. It doesn't matter wherever he seems to go. PanzerGrenadierAngreifen is just getting shattered, which is just very unlike him. But a Panzer II is coming out on the map, and I haven't seen a Panzer II in a very long time. But with a T-34 at 76 coming out similarly, going to be kind of hard for the Germans to withstand that. They've just dropped so much, so fast. And I think to myself, where did it all go wrong? And I think it was that second Kubel, because it does not give you the kind of staying power that an actual unit of infantry does. But here comes that autocannon coming in, that 2-centimeter cannon, doing some good work. Going to destroy the half-track, and isn't that wonderful right there? But once that MBT comes out, that P2 is not going to have anything to do with it. And already, here he comes in. PanzerGrenadier has to know the deck is stacked against him on this already. And yep, he's going to buy it right here. The T-34-76 just outmaneuvers him and takes him out and sends him down into the drink. But more amusing to me to see the T-34 go down at the same time. But nope, instead we actually have PanzerGrenadier tap out. So in a massive victory, borobadger takes out PanzerGrenadierAngreifen in just under 13 minutes. That's incredible to me. That really is an intense one. But a lot of that really started because PanzerGrenadier decided to invest in early Kubelwagen, at least in my mind, and he did not take up aggressively enough to allow his troops to deal with that early Concar. Regardless, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this super quick fight. As always, if you like what you see, or if you have your own particular thoughts on the matter, hit me up in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'd love to have you come back. I do post 5 or 6 days a week, depending on the kind of material I do get, as well as what my 9 to 5 allows me. But for the time being, folks, thank you. I will see you all soon. This is Conworks signing off. You all have a great day.